Okay guys, welcome back, and here's lesson 2 of our auxiliary projections, auxiliary views. Now in our first lesson we had a look there at basic auxiliary views. I just want to look at it in a little bit more detail there. So in this one here we're going to just look at the whole idea of projection, that when a person is looking there in a front view, what they actually see is projected onto a vertical plane back here. So we can see the green block is on the left, red block on the top, blue block is on the right. Now we're going to do the same in this exercise as we did in the last time. We are going to draw this from a number of different views. So we will draw it from position 2, looking from the left. So when the spectator, the person looking, is over here, in position 2, position 3, when the spectator is looking in from the side here, and then more interestingly diagonally from looking in from 4. So what they're going to see is going to be from over here when the spectator is looking in there, and finally from 5 when the person is looking in diagonally this way. Now one important point that we didn't address in the first lesson, but we will look at it in this lesson, is auxiliary planes. So I'm going to look at this from the point of view of if the person is looking in diagonally from this position here, what you presume is that an auxiliary plane goes in at the back here like that, and what the person is seeing is projected onto an auxiliary plane here like that. And if I was to just try and draw a little bit of that there, so that would be the green block. This would be the blue block. So there would be the top of them. And up here on top we would have the red block. Just attempt to get a bit of color on these. Okay, so when the person is looking in here, they're seeing the green block on the bottom left, the front of the blue block, the end of the blue block, and the end of the red block on top, and the front of the red block on top. But when that's drawn on paper, then it's rebatted or knocked down so that it's all on one flat sheet like that. That's how it looks. And that is a concept that a lot of people struggle with in the beginning with auxiliary views, that there's always an auxiliary plane that is perpendicular to the person that's looking at it, so it's projected back onto that, but then because it's been done on a sheet, it's lying down like this. And that is the concept that you kind of need to understand to really follow auxiliary views and stuff like that. So I'll just pause it there for a second. Okay, so a quick look here at the pictorial here now, where we've got just a little 3D sketch of our vertical plane, horizontal plane, the XY line where the vertical and horizontal plane meets. Now normally in a front view, the person that's looking at the object is looking in here and they project there, and that's what they see above the XY line. So that's our normal front view. But if you're looking in from a new position, like position 5 here, you're presuming that there's a new vertical plane, an extra vertical plane here. Auxiliary means extra, and you project onto that, but then that's rebatted or knocked lying down on the ground, and that's why it's going to look the way it does there when we have this drawn all onto one sheet. So I'll just mount the camera back there and we'll get started on this, but that's the basics behind it. So this is our sheet here and we'll get started. Okay, so here's our object here. So I'm going to begin by just drawing the object here sitting on the ground. So I'll just trace this out. It's not going to be too far off. So here's the middle, and that's the. So when I'm looking down, so I'm going to do this freehand now, the rest of this. Okay, so when I'm looking down on top of that, so this is going to be the red block. I'm going to see a little bit of the green and a little bit of the blue. Now I'm going to, I think, just put one dotted line here. Dotted lines for hidden detail, and that's showing me where the green block and the blue block meet down underneath the red block. Okay, so the first thing I want here, I'm going to keep these views well back here now to give us plenty of room. So I'm going to just draw an XY line, and I'm going to project my normal so this is a normal front view. So here's the green block, and Okay, so the red block is on top. Green block is on the left. Okay, so that's our first view there. There's our XY line, and that's a normal front view. Now, our second view was from this position over here, so that was position 1, looking in from here. That was position 1. Now my second view is looking in here from the left. Okay, so I'm going to put my 2 over here. Now again, just to reiterate what I was saying, that I'm going to be projecting this. The reality of what happens is you're projecting it onto a vertical plane and then line that plane down. So the second view, so I'm just going to again keep these views, leave a good bit of space here because you don't want to get in the way of the next view. So I'm going to put my XY line, project this out. So these side views are very straightforward to draw, but it's important to understand when you're looking from position 2 over here, you're going to be seeing the green block and the red block, but you can't see the blue block. So we've got green on the bottom, now when I come around here now, I'm looking in from position 3, which is over here. So if I was looking from position 3, it's the same thing again. I would see the blue and red on top, can't see the green. So I'm going to put, that's my XY line for 2. Okay, so looking in from here, I can see the blue on the bottom. Blue is on the bottom. Red is on the top. Okay, so I'm going to call that's the XY line for position 3. Okay, looking in for position 3. Okay, now position 4 was here, looking in from there. Okay, So I'll just number that there, looking in from here. So I'm looking up there. So what I want to do here is I want to put an XY line. If I'm looking up this way, the XY line makes a 90-degree angle. So that's my angle here, like this. So I'm going to project these up. Now, an important thing here now, if you're picturing that the person is sitting here looking in, they can really only see what's along the front. So don't bring up stuff at the back. It'll only confuse you. So I'm going to work my way now around this nice and slowly. So I'm going to bring up. Now the green block ends here. That's important. The green block ends there. So I'm going to build it up slowly now so you can understand where all of this is coming from. So there's the end of the green block. Here. That's the end of it. And this is the front of the green block. Okay, so that's the green block sorted. Now, next I'm going to deal with the blue one. Okay, so that continues on over as far as here. And that is all that we see of the blue block. Now, up on top then, and this is where now it's important to understand, the front of the red block goes from here to there. So when I project these up, the front of the red block is here, and the end of the red block is there. Okay, so that is that auxiliary view finished now. So that is the XY line for position 4, for looking from here. So I can see the end and the front of the green and the end and front of the red on top. Okay, so finally now we want to do our position 5, which is looking in from here. So again, that's the angle we're looking at. So the XY line goes perpendicular to that. So I'm going to put it about this angle here. So again, if you're looking from here, you want to bring the stuff that's at the front that you can definitely see, and not the corners at the back, because you can't see them, they're around the back. So the furthest left would be there. Now I'm going to work again from the green block is on the left, so the green block is going from there to here. Now the blue one is going from here then in the middle all the way over to the end. So that is the front of the blue block. But because I'm at the end here, I can also see the side of it. And now finally, on top I've got the red block, which goes, this is the furthest left of the red block. This is the front corner that I can see. And here's the right hand side of it. So the colour in the front and the side of the red block. Just heavy this in to make that clear that there's the front and this is the side end of it. So, but again, just to reiterate what I said earlier on, that in reality, that is being projected back onto a vertical plane like this, and then that plane is rebatted down to give you this view. That is the reality of it, and that is the concept there that people like, where does this XY line come from? It comes from where our new vertical plane intersects with the horizontal plane, and then it's rebatted down, and that's the background to that. So that's our second exercise in auxiliary views.